Good morning. Welcome to EHG's Safety Orientation for new employees. The purpose of which is to provide new employees and subs with a basic understanding of EHG's commitment to safety. Safety is the most important part of your job. In order to do this, I want to focus on 4 principles. Number 1 is know your task. Know what you're going to do that day. A tool for this is called the job hazard analysis. Once you know the task, the next step in the process of safety is to identify the hazards. Those hazards fall into 4 categories: falls, being hit by something, being caught in between, and electrical hazards. Let's talk a little bit about each one of those hazards.
The top 4 construction hazards, as a supplement to EHG's Safety Orientation, we will give a little bit more detail on how to prevent the top 4 construction hazards. Number 1, fall prevention. Always wear and use personal fall arrest equipment. Always install and maintain perimeter protection. Cover and secure floor openings and label the floor opening covers. Use ladders and scaffolds safely. All this will be part of your initial site assessment, and if any of these are needed, they will apply. The second top 4 of construction hazards is being struck by. So never position yourself between moving and fixed objects. Stay clear. Always wear high visibility clothes near equipment and vehicles. That's our safety vest. The third one is caught between. Never enter an unprotected trench or excavation 5 feet or deeper without adequate protection system in place. Make sure the trench or excavation is protected either by sloping, shoring, benching, trench shield systems. This also applies in confined space areas. You can see the drawing here. Anything that you can get covered by dirt, sand, even hazardous atmospheres apply here. The 4th of OSHA's construction hazards is electrocutions. Locate and identify utilities before the start of the work. Look for those overhead power lines when operating any equipment. Maintain a safe distance away from those power lines. 20 feet for EHG. Learn the safe distance requirements. Do not operate portable electrical tools unless they're grounded or double insulated. With EHG, we always use ground fault circuit interrupters for protection. And be alert to electrical hazards when working with ladders, scaffolds, or other platforms.
Every morning, as you walk the job site, you will identify some of these hazards that we just talked about. Please notify your supervisor immediately. The third focus is in controlling or eliminating the hazard. As I said before, notify your supervisor when you observe an obvious hazard. And together we'll take steps to eliminate those hazards. It could be in the form of personal protective equipment. It could be in the form of engineering controls. We may even consider changing how the job is done in order to eliminate a specific hazard. This is all about teamwork, and it's all about common sense. And that brings us to the 4th principle on safety: common sense. If it's not safe, don't do it. At this point, I can tell you, you have the authority to stop an unsafe act wherever you see it. It may be a task that the supervisor has given you, or it may be a coworker that you have seen doing something unsafe. By all means, stop the unsafe act immediately. Call a supervisor and then discuss the situation. Another part of our safety program is HAZCOM, or better known as the Employee Right to Know. Every project may have some chemicals that you may be exposed to. It is our responsibility to train you on the specifics of each chemical. To do that, we offer this booklet. It's called EHG's Safety Data Sheets. They come and they are cataloged, and there's a table of contents. Before each project, it is your responsibility and the supervisors to get together and be instructed on the specifics of each chemical on site. Personal protective equipment. You will be required to wear hard hat, safety vest, and safety glasses, including steel-toe shoes. Incident reporting. If there are any injuries on the job, it's your obligation to report to your supervisor immediately, no matter how minor you think that injury is. It is for your protection and the protection of your supervisor. Imagine a situation where you bump your knee and you don't say anything. Over the weekend, that knee can swell, become aggravated, and then you try to come on Monday to claim a knee injury. At that point, because you did not notify on Friday, questions will arise and you may not be covered by workers' comp. And that's just one example of many. Again, report any injuries to your supervisor. We encourage it. Near misses. From time to time on the job site, we almost have an accident. It could be your behavior, it could be something you did that was clearly wrong, and something almost happened. We ask you to also report near misses to your supervisor. This is not to scold you or to say we told you so. It is an effort to learn from these near misses so that we can teach our other employees what happened and to keep these from happening again. Cell phone use. These are not allowed on the job site. Unless your wife is pregnant or you have an emergency, seek your supervisor's permission before you use a cell phone on the job site. This is distracting and can lead to serious incidents on the job site. Authorized drivers. In order to drive an EHG vehicle, you must be authorized by the company. That means you must have an acceptable driving record that is approved by EHG Human Resources. In the process, you will be issued an employee handbook and an employee identification card. This card you will sign and keep in your possessions at all times, indicating that you have received the safety orientation. Speeding. If you are an authorized driver, you cannot exceed the posted speed limit. In any case, if you ever exceed 80 miles per hour, you will be made to take a 4-hour defensive driving course. If you are in violation of any of safety's rules and regulations, there is a disciplinary action taken. The first one is typically a verbal warning, followed by a written warning. After a second violation or a first serious violation, the employee may be suspended or terminated due to cause. It is necessary because we'd rather send you home in one piece than in pieces. There are many reasons why we do safety. Number one, OSHA. There are fines, there are citations, too many citations, and we may not even qualify for a job. We may not even be allowed to propose on a project if the larger company decides that we've had too many violations. Another reason, morality. Nobody wants to see a coworker injured or hurt on the job. It costs money. Injuries are expensive. And so when you combine the three, you see why it pays from a regulatory sense, from a morality sense, and from an economic sense to have a strong safety program in place. I'm looking forward to you being employed by EHG, and thank you for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.